1984. Orchestrated by George Orwell, the world in his novel deals with a futuristic dystopian reality where panic and fear reign, dictators rule, and outsiders are raised. Following the Second World War, the United Kingdom, Europe, Western Russia, and North America declared war on each other during the early 1950s. As warfare raged, the nuclear powers used their arsenal on each other, leading to massive destruction on all fronts. Shortly thereafter, the English Socialist Party, more commonly referred to as INGSOC, built itself upon the ruins of Britain. The United States and Britain absorbed one another to form a harsh, totalitarian regime, ultimately becoming what is known as the superstate Oceania. During the same period, two other superstates called East Asia and Eurasia were formed. The three nations were left in a destabilized society, enabling the central parties to seize power and govern as they please. Years later, everything's changed and the past was slowly forgotten. To manage this, four ministries were established by INGSOC: the Ministry of Love, which deals with law and order; the Ministry of Truth, which deals with propaganda; the Ministry of Plenty, which deals with rationing; and the Ministry of Peace, which deals with war. Enter Winston Smith, a middle-aged clerk in the records department of the Ministry of Truth, where he works in rewriting historical documents so they match the constantly changing present. Winston, who has a strong affection for antiques, buys a diary in the Proletariat Society's district against party law. According to the party's rule, Winston is not allowed to articulate his thoughts and feelings. While back at home, he feels hatred for Big Brother, one of the founders of the party and symbolic figurehead of Oceania. Winston repeatedly writes the sentence, "down with Big Brother," unconsciously onto his diary. He realizes at this moment that he has committed thought crime and will be caught by the thought police sooner or later. As the story unfolds, Winston meets a mysterious woman named Julia. Julia is a fellow member of the Outer Party who also works in the Ministry of Truth and bears the same resentment toward the party's ways as Winston's. Winston at first despises Julia as he thinks she works for the thought police as a spy assigned the task to turn him into the Ministry of Love. He attempts to keep her away by avoiding her. However, one day as Winston helps her up after she fell, Julia slips a note into Winston's hand. As he carries on his work in the ministry office, he discreetly opens the note, which reveals the message, "I love you." Winston at first was shocked, but then decides to meet up with Julia, and the two eventually fall in love. Julia and Winston find a secret room in the Proles districts, allowing them to meet each other in secret. The Proles are members of the proletariat, the working class. Proles are always left at the bottom of the pyramid. The party members, high priests of the inner party, and the bureaucrats of the outer party are the people system takes care of. The Proles are left to themselves with no freedom of act, speech, or even thought. Their privacy is always invaded by the party members, and they do not have any right to protest or disagree with the party. But unlike the party members, the Proles demonstrate emotion. Winston feels as though he is living his destined life. He has met his love and is on his way to self-fulfillment until everything goes sideways and he finds himself trapped in a reality he knew was coming for him, but has never realized its implications. Think of your greatest fear, your worst nightmare. Now imagine, one day your whole life stopped at the brink and you had to face your phobia head on, only to realize that in order to escape, you had to betray everything you ever cared for. What would you do?